Hello Cancer, and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to those of you who have been here before, and welcome to those of you who have come over to check it out. My channel is Inspiring Life Changes. My name is Colette and I am an intuitive tarot reader of over 30 years. So today this reading is for you Cancers. Cancer who are Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp. And it is a Cancer love reading, and a Venus, which is the sign of, or the planet of love and values, has just shifted out of your own sign and has moved into the sign of Leo. So things are going to be heating up in that arena, shall we say. Venus is going to be a lot more kind of forward and determined and know what she wants and how to get it. And there'll probably be a lot of movement, possible shifts in relationships that have until now maybe been just kind of like backwards and forwards and not being able to really kind of make your mind up about things. This could be a time for seeing things coming to an end, or things kind of really moving forward with that energy as well. So with that being said, Cancer, if you don't know where your placements are for your moon or your rising, your Venus and cusp areas, cusp signs as well, there will be a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and check out. You may know where your sun sign is, in which particular sign, but you may not know which degree it's in as well. So you may want to go and check that out so you know exactly where the degrees of the actual planets are as well. So you can kind of have a bigger and broader picture of everything that is going on at this time. So I will be starting the reading off with one of my cup cards, which I've taken out of the Gilded deck here. I always separate one of the sets of cups from my cards for those of you who haven't been to my channel before, and it gives me an overall kind of understanding of what's going on in this relationship, or the energy behind the relationship, shall we say, because this is about an energetic connection to somebody who you're connected to energetically, Cancer. You don't actually still have to be with that person to still have an energetic connection with them. And so you know the connection can be physical, it can be intellectual connection, emotional, spiritual, or even a supportive, like a friendship as well. But we're starting the reading off here with this energy of the Page of Cups. And for me, the Page of Cups is always an energy of kind of a healing process that's taken place. It talks about a new awareness growing. Because it's upright, I'm going to say that this energy here is reluctant. It's like it wants to take its cup forward. It's like it's beginning to feel the need to go and find somebody to give this cup to. It's beginning to ask itself, am I ready? Do I want to step out into that world again? Do I want to experience the realm of love and relationships again? And at the bottom of the deck here, or of the suit of cups, because I only use the cup cards, we have the 3, which is the celebratory card. So for me, it's kind of saying that this, it can be a reminiscing here as well, although it can also talk about a reconciliation. So for some of you, as this Page of Cups here, you may be wanting a reconciliation with somebody. Or for some of you, you may just want to be experiencing this energy again. You may feel as though it's been a long time since you were actually celebrating or enjoying life. And that's what the 3 of Cups is talking to me about here. Both being in reverse, there is still this kind of reluctance, there's still this hesitation, there's still this kind of questioning of, can I? Is it possible? Should I? That kind of energy. So the reading itself is set out in 3 sets of 3, Cancer. So we've got the first 3 cards as your past energy. The middle set of 3 is your present energy, and then the last set of 3 is the future energy. And I will be using 2 decks of cards as well for you yourself, Cancer, and also for any cross watchers as well who are watching this reading. You also may want to check out your own natal link as well, just to get a bigger picture. But these are the deck of cards that I will be using for the person that you have an energetic connection with. Of course, if that doesn't make sense to you, you can cross those cards over and turn it to however it suits you. Hopefully you will find something that's going to resonate with you within this reading, but not every Cancerian will find something that resonates. And same for the cross watchers as well. If that is the case, you might want to check out your moon or your rising, or especially your Venus sign, because as I said, this is a love reading, so it is talking about the energy around your relationships at this time. So the first card we have here, Cancer, the 3 of Wands, is saying to me that you have been waiting. You've been looking into the future. Again, there's a sense of kind of, I feel it as a sense of knowing that you've got to move forward, knowing that you need to, again with this page, it's kind of this knowing energy of you've got to change, you've got to do something. You can't stay stuck here forever. As much as you might want to at the moment, I feel that there's this reluctance to move forward. And also maybe not knowing where you're going to move forward or how you're going to manage it. Especially if you have somebody in particular in mind, because we also have the 3 of Cups here as well. So that's come out twice, but in your actual reading, we actually have it up the right way. But this is the past energy. So there could have even been at some point a idea or a try of a reconciliation here, which may have seemed to have been going well. It may have looked like there was a possibility for something to happen, for something to grow here, because you have the Prince of Pentacles straight after this, which for me is the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles again is a young energy, so it's an energy that needs to be taken care of and nurtured and looked after. And so you may both have wanted this, you may both have wanted a reconciliation, you may both have been excited about it, wanting it, looking forward to it, but I feel as though because you've got this card come out here as your present energy, which is the tradition energy, the Juno card, and traditionally the Juno energy is the relationship marriage card, but because she's in reverse, it feels to me as though, like when I say marriage, it doesn't have to actually be a marriage. It could just be a very strong relationship, or a relationship where people feel that they're very strongly connected. Almost like that they are meant for each other, if you like, or they should be together. But because it's in reverse, I feel as though it hasn't worked out here, Cancer. It didn't work out. This idea, this kind of new looking to the future, wanting something to grow in the future, wanting to take this pentacle and make it into something more, wanting it to flourish, wanting to nurture it, to grow it, to plant it. I feel as though it didn't happen, at least not, I don't feel as though it happened with this person that you are wanting a reconciliation with. And the thing about the 3 of Cups as well, there is an energy with the 3 of Cups of, although it is celebratory, there can also be this sense of, okay, we've come together, we are celebrating this, but at the same time, it can be that kind of, do I want to continue this, or do I want to do something else? Do I want to walk away from this now? Because this is really the kind of time when you have to kind of make your mind up about this in some ways as well, Cancer. Or it was the time when you had to kind of look at it again, I feel. Because this could have been something that had been happening, I feel, more than once as well. With this 3 of staves here. And the 3, again, of cups together. So as I was saying, this Juno card, for me, the traditional marriage card, it is an actual asteroid known as Juno, and she is the Roman goddess of marriage. She was also the wife of Zeus. Or Jupiter, as he's also known in the Roman. And Juno being Hera in the Greek as well. And traditionally she would have been the energy of having faith in something in order to be able to bring something to fruition. And this possibly with this page of or Prince of Pentacles here, bringing something to fruition. So it could also be, for some Cancerians out there, this could also be talking about a divorce, leaving a relationship, walking away from a relationship, ending something that had been ongoing, something that had been firmly rooted but was no longer feeling right. And particularly over the last 2 or so years, this is a major arcana card. So it could have all come to a head recently as well. You may be in a position where you're feeling like now you have to leave something, you have to walk away from it. It's not working for you. But at the very centre of your reading here with the 4 of Swords, and the centre energy for me is where the energy kind of goes in and goes out. It's like the heart of the reading. So it's the energy that is coming out as well as coming back in again, kind of creating the rest. So the past is creating your present, which is going to create your future. But it doesn't necessarily have to be kind of methodically set out like that. It can be something from way back in your past that you're now kind of processing, or has come back up for you again. And your future, of course, is not set in stone as well. So the 4 of Swords here is saying to me, also with it being upright, that this is a time for non-action. This is a time for sitting back, for thinking things through, for really being sure before you take the next step. It's the sword energy, it's the mind energy, it's logical energy, it's thinking, processing. But it's also recharging your batteries as well in many ways. Recharging your batteries. And it could also feel literally like the sword of Damocles kind of hanging over your head as well, because you may not know what's coming next. You may not know where this is going to lead you as well with this energy here. So it's time out, really, this energy. It's time out. It's saying it's time out to think things through. It's time out to give yourself a break from something. Maybe to kind of try and stop thinking the same thoughts over and over again. Maybe to try and focus your attention elsewhere at this time, because this is maybe getting too intense. Because the 4 does come after the 3, of course, and the 3 being the card of heartbreak and sorrow and literally kind of feeling that you've been stabbed in the back for some, but the 3 is not here. But we do have the Strength card in reverse straight after the 4 of Swords. So I do feel as though you are in a position of, or you feel as though you're in a position of weakness here, with this Strength card in reverse. Like you're being drained, like your energy is kind of being used against you even, maybe, Cancer. Strength energy can be about balancing up the masculine and the feminine energy, so that you're not coming from a place that is too aggressive or too demanding, or using your strength in a kind of overpowering way. And often when it's up the wrong way, or when it's reversed, it can be that kind of energy. It can be excessive. It can be something that's very domineering, very dominant energy, very forceful, which can actually be very draining as well. Because the message really behind this card of Strength is that there is more than one way to deal with this situation. You can do it in a more gentle way. You can do it in a fashion that's going to yield results for you, but the results that you get won't be so, I just feel exhausting. I just feel that it's a kind of energy of feeling as though you are out of control in some ways. And although it's the Strength card, I'm getting a kind of similar feeling to the Tower energy as well here. And it could be that you're feeling emotionally that everything's too intense. Emotionally, things are draining you. That you can't kind of rise above something. You can't get on top of something. That it just keeps bringing you down, or it just keeps draining your energy. Because this is your present energy here. And then we move into the future energy with the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. And so the 4 of Pentacles is saying to me, again, a reluctance to the 4. It is about holding on to something. It is about not wanting to let something go. And it is about restricting and limiting your own energy, because you're not allowing things to flow. You've kind of built a dam in a way. You're kind of blocking. You're kind of saying, no, I'm going to hold on to this. And because you're holding on to something so tightly, you're not allowing that energy to flow as it should be. And also you can't hold it anymore. It's like the energy stagnates because there is no more space for you to change something or to have more of something. You can't add any more to it because your arms are kind of full already. And it can also be, especially when it's in reverse, it can very much be about talking about holding on to an old situation. Like not wanting to change the status quo. It's kind of a situation, I feel it's a situation where things are stagnant, but at some level you can cope with that, you can deal with that because nothing's changed. You don't have to kind of rebalance, you don't have to kind of think about anything else. It's like this is how it is, this is how it's staying, and I can deal with it like this. And we have after the 4 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, sorry, the Queen of Cups, which is a situation, well, this is very much your energy, Cancer. This is very much the water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, all the water signs, or somebody with a lot of water in their astrological chart. This could be your energy. It could also be person that you have an energetic connection with. It could also be their energy. But the Queen, when she's upright, talks about somebody who's willing and forgiving. She's a very forgiving character. She's very willing to put the past in the past, which maybe is something that you're going to do at some point, Cancer. But again, it could be somebody else around you. It doesn't have to be your energy. But she's somebody who is very unconditionally loving when she's upright. She looks for the best in everything and everybody. She's caring, considerate, nurturing, compassionate. She is one of life's carers, naturally a carer, very sensitive, very intuitive, very goes with her feelings, she knows things. I like to call it emotional intelligence, because she knows things. She may not be able to express how she knows things, but she knows, and she knows that she knows. But that doesn't always make for an easy relationship. If you know something and you know deeply that you know something, but you can't express it or explain it to the person that you're with. And it could be that you feel very strongly about something here as well on an emotional level, Cancer. This can talk about very strong kind of emotional understanding of something. It's kind of like you know it really deeply, but you don't know why you know it, or like I say, and how you can express it as well. And the card that we have coming out after this, the last card here in your future, is Temperance, or balance energy, which does talk about the need for balancing up a relationship here. Balancing the emotions, which I feel with this Queen here, things are kind of balancing out here. And it is upright as well. But for me, the Temperance card is always about flowing that energy, keeping that energy flowing, which here is very much blocked. And I feel it is because you don't want to upset how things are. Which may be also why you've got this Four of Swords here. It's like if you just kind of carry on the same way and just kind of keep out the way, then nothing's going to change, and you can kind of cope with that. That's kind of what I'm feeling here, is that you can cope with things not changing. It's when the things start to change that you kind of begin to maybe even panic with this card here as well. The Strength card in reverse. You may panic. You may find it overwhelming, as I was saying. And the Queen of Cups can also have this overwhelming emotional attachment to things as well, but she is upright. But with this Four of Pentacles, I feel as though this is talking about a need for this balance, this flow of energy, this keeping things. If you see her hands, like there's all this energy coming out of her hands here, and that's how I feel that this card is the total opposite of this. This is kind of like blocking all that energy. It's stopping everything from moving. It's keeping the status quo and everything stagnant. But here it's kind of, and I feel with this Queen of Cups in between, if this isn't your energy, Cancer, then this is an energy I feel that is going to release this within you. That's going to bring this kind of balance and this kind of harmony within yourself. It could be that there's something in a relationship here that you're not wanting to look at, because that's also why you want to keep the status quo. Again, this is a Major Arcana card. So it's, for me, it's all about communication from the heart as well. It's often seen, the Temperance card, with two cups flowing like from one to the other, like a silver and a gold cup, which for me represents the masculine and the feminine energies, the sun and the moon, the divine energy of the sun and the divine energy of the moon, and the kind of energy flowing between the two, in which case the relationship flows. There's communication, and communication is not just about talking. Communication is also about listening as well, which I feel with this queen here, she kind of has her hand on her ear as well, so that's quite interesting, that maybe you're becoming open to listening to something, Cancer, that before now you haven't wanted to listen to, that you have been blocked off to listening to, that you have been, like I was saying, keeping that status quo, and that kind of keeps coming up. It's kind of this energy of not wanting to upset how things are, because you don't want to have to deal with it when it changes, is kind of what I'm feeling. But because both of these are upright as well, I feel as though the energies are shifting and moving in a more positive fashion for you here, Cancer. That things are beginning to work more in your favour, shall we say, or at least your emotions are becoming a lot more balanced. So over the top of the Three of Staves here, this person has got the Call card. And it's in reverse. So that's interesting, because it's like you're waiting here, Cancer, and this person has heard the call. Call is also the Judgment card as well, so it can be about reviving something, or it's kind of, for me, the energy of something on a bigger level, something, you know, that something is happening on a bigger level, on a bigger scale. There's a bigger picture to this, a bigger understanding. But when it's in reverse, it's like it's ignored, it's known, it's heard, but it's kind of just ignored. Or denied. It's like an energy, I'm feeling this energy of kind of, I'm just not going to listen to that. And there could be a sense of that with both of you here as well, Cancer. Maybe both of you are in that same energy, because you've also got this 3 here, that you're waiting for something, but you may not also be listening. You may not be open to listening to something, or haven't been in the past. And I feel the same for this person here as well. Or this person could also have got the call and gone off on a totally different tangent and kind of left you standing here as well. They could have just gone off and done something completely different, whereas you thought you were going to be walking down this path with them together. They could have just rushed off with very little explanation about where they were going or what they were doing. They were just kind of out the door, so to speak. Because they heard the call, but it may have been a call that was just for them on a very personal level, something that they had to do for themselves that didn't involve you, Cancer. Judgment card can be a very personal energy. That's kind of what I'm seeing, is that this person could well have just fled the scene, could well have just said, oh, you know, I've got to go and do this, I've just got to maybe deal with an energy that you weren't aware of, Cancer, but it's like something happened because it's a major energy, major arcana card. So it was a kind of big shift of energy, a big movement, a big change here. And they have the 5 of air over the top of your 3 of cups as well. This kind of celebratory energy that you had of thinking that things were kind of going down a certain path, I feel, with both the 3s there. But the 5 of air, the 5 of swords, it's interesting because today it's coming through like her face is very apparent to me today with this kind of nose that she's got, this mask and these wings. Again, it's that sense of flying, that sense of flying out the door or flying away somewhere. Could literally be somebody who had to get on an aeroplane and leave very suddenly. But there's just this sense of kind of distance. And this person trying to find balance here as well. But the mask is coming through quite strongly for me today. And like I say, if you can, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like this nose, almost like a comedy thing, almost like she's kind of like a comedian, like a well, she is walking a tightrope, so she may have felt as though she was walking a very fine line here. I say she literally because it is just a female character, he or she, it makes no difference. Again, it's the energy of the mind. It's to do with kind of trying, maybe this person had to find some stability in their life. Maybe they felt that everything was up in the air, literally. Maybe that's what this card here did. It threw everything up in the air for them. And they didn't feel balanced. They didn't feel as though their feet were on the ground here. They didn't feel as though they could move forward with this relationship, with this energy. There's also a sense of having to trust something here as well, having to trust their path, having to trust, because if you look, they're walking on this very, very thin tightrope here. So they were having to trust where this was taking them, I feel. It was almost like they had no choice. And also maybe Cancer, you didn't understand this. Maybe you thought that they were kind of possibly clowning around with your emotions as well. Because I'm really seeing that nose on her face as this kind of clown energy. But it does feel as though it's all up in the air, as though this person's life was kind of suddenly thrown up in the air, and that they had no way down, even, that they were just kind of balancing in mid-air. Having to deal with things. Because she's also got this kind of connection to this thing on her finger here as well, which kind of looks like a, you see that, for me it looks like one of those road things, like those map things that you used to map out the length of a road with or something. But this is past energy. But I generally feel as though this person's life was just very unstable, very ungrounded, very all over the place. It's kind of how I'm seeing it, all over the place, with these birds as well, kind of all around. It's really like having to find center, find the center of something as well, find the center of balance, the center point. And stay in that position. Something about staying in that position, something about of kind of to find that balance within themselves, and having to kind of like push everything else away here and become very much the focus point of themselves. Like they became their focus point. They're very much, their energy was very much on them and on nothing else, because it couldn't be, because of that tightrope that they felt they were walking was such a thin line here, that if they weren't poised, if they weren't focused, they would have slipped, they would have fallen. And it does feel like a mental, because it's air as well, it does feel as though it could well have been a kind of situation where they were kind of clinging somehow to something that was very, almost like going over the edge of something. Because the next card that we have here for them is the Two of Fire. Whereas you've got this 3 here. It's like they've come out of this situation. And it looks to me as though they're very much alone here. They feel very much alone. They are very much alone. It's like they've come down. It feels like they've come down from this kind of place up here, up in the clouds, up in the air. Literally, it just feels like up in the air. The whole, like the world was just kind of thrown up in the air. And then they landed in this kind of new energy with this Two of Fire here, of having to kind of start at the beginning again somehow. Although it's not an ace energy, it's that kind of energy of coming out of something and into something else. And it does feel very much kind of a sinking energy, an energy of, oh well, you know, I've kind of landed now. What's happening? Where am I going? But an energy of feeling very alone. I feel Cancer. This person felt very alone, that they couldn't reach out to anybody. They didn't have the capacity to do so. It just looks like a very lonely card, a very lonely energy. And they had to kind of trust the path. Again, I feel kind of this energy here of this path that was kind of opening up in front of them, but they weren't. They weren't really knowing what it was all about either, and that's an interesting thing, because you were kind of very much focusing here on your physical world, on your pentacles, on your kind of wanting to create more than you already had. You were wanting to build stability, and I feel as though you did want to build stability with this person, but I don't feel as though this person had the capacity or the understanding at that time. Just seems like a lot of confusion here as well in this energy. A lot of confusion. They can't really see where they're going. It's all very foggy, very misty. And that's what I think this person went through, this kind of period of time of not really, kind of trusting but not really knowing what was hiding in those clouds in a way. What was next? What was coming next? What was round the next corner? What was their next step? And where would it take them? What was waiting for them? Whereas I feel for you, Cancer, there was a lot more stability here. A lot more knowing what you wanted to do with your life and where it was taking you and what you were going to do with it. And they also have the Seven of Water over the top of this tradition card here as well. So again, it's this sense of not knowing. It's this sense of possibly feeling that there's too much now. With the Seven of Water, this person still doesn't really know, but their options are kind of opening up here. It's kind of they're beginning to see things clearer. Like after coming out of this fog, they're seeing things clearer, and they're seeing that they have more. Because this energy up here just feels very kind of almost like a whirlwind in a way, almost like this person's trying to dance through a whirlwind or kind of stay balanced within a whirlwind. But it was all very confusing and very kind of almost bleak in a way. And that could well have been to do with your past relationship as well, Cancer. Like, or the relationship that you had together at that time. But I do feel as though this person is beginning to, like I say, open up. It's like if you see this flower, it's almost like they're kind of blooming out of this flower. They're kind of coming out of this energy of confusion. Even though it is the Seven, there is a confusion here, but it's a different type of confusion. Now they're kind of seeing clearly, and they're seeing that they have options, that the world has kind of opened up to them. Whereas before it was very, almost dark and kind of very dim and very solitary and very yeah, just confusing, almost depressing in a way. But this has a different energy about it entirely. This has an energy of, I have so much choice. I don't know which to choose. And with the Seven of Water, the energy can often be like that, because it's like whichever we choose, we don't know, again, we don't know what we're going to get from it. We don't know what we're going to receive here with the Seven of Water. We may pick one thing, but that one thing is going to have other connotations as well. There will be other consequences. So it's like, what do I choose? Which one's the best one for me? which path do I want to go down? It can also be a sense of castles in the air as well, of kind of needing to bring something down to ground level to actually make it real and actually bring it into the physical reality. Because 7 of Water is emotions. And there could also be a sense of like things just kind of like repeating as well. And not wanting to make a choice because a fear of repeating the same story or the same life choices as previously. But I do feel as though things have changed. The energy feels different here. The energy feels as though it has shifted on a little bit more for this person. But over the top of the Juno card here as well, it is kind of saying to me that this person may no longer, Cancer, be looking in your direction, because they are seeing that they do have other possibilities here. There are other potentials. There are other things that could come into their life here. And I do feel that they no longer have this stuck energy about them as well. They're no longer feeling in that same stuck place as they were with that 2 of Fire energy. So why is there 4 of Swords here, please, for this person that Cancer has an energetic connection with? And while I'm shuffling, oh, what have we got there? Chariot. Now that's very interesting, because while you have the 4 of Swords here telling you to take time out and not to do anything, not to make any moves, this person's got the Chariot. So they are feeling it's time for them to move forward. They're wanting to move forward. They may even feel as though they've made a choice here and that it's time for things to change in their life, to move forward with something new. While you're still in this energy, Cancer, they're finding more balance here. They're finding a energy of I'm just getting this energy of moving towards something new, of moving into a new energy space as well. Like they're no longer stuck in that same energy that they have been stuck in. And they're kind of taking hold of the reins and they're kind of saying, right, this is my life. I'm in the driving seat. This is me. These are my this is my head and my heart, which for me they kind of represent this balance between ourselves, of having to keep things going in check, because if these horses go in different directions, you're going to get stranded. So it's a recognition, I feel, for this person that they are the one in control of their life, that they have the reins now, whereas you're kind of in this energy of holding back, still thinking things through. Possibly still healing, but this person is wanting to move something forward. Whether that's with you or not, Cancer, I don't know, but they are definitely wanting to move something forward here. They have decided that it's time for them to get into that driving seat. Light keeps glaring, it's very annoying. I might just pull that over a wee bit more. That's better. Time for them to get into the driving seat and change their life, I feel. but they also have the Six of Cups here. Over the top of your Strength card here, in reverse, they have the Six of Water, which can talk about a relationship with somebody who you feel that you have a very strong bond with here as well, Cancer. Or this person may feel, when they move forward, in fact, they may suddenly realise that they can't move forward and leave you behind. Because there is a yearning here. If you look at this woman, she's yearning, and there's this child in the water here as well. So it does often, it can mean like a soul connection here on a deeper level. It's like she, whoever, he, she, doesn't have to be a she, but it is a she in this particular card again. So she is feeling that something, I feel, is missing. It's like there's something missing, and for her in this particular card, I feel as though it's you that's missing, Cancer. Especially as it's water energy, especially as it's kind of relating to the emotional, very Cancerian world of the water, of the subconscious realm. So there may be some kind of recognition happening here for you, Cancer, with this person. Whereas in this card here with the Strength card, so it's saying it may feel as though things are overwhelming, as though things are kind of, as though your strength isn't working with you, it's working against you, or you may feel as though you're having to respond in a way that maybe doesn't feel right for you as well. So this person over the top of your Four of Pentacles, whereas you're wanting to hold on to this, they have the King of Earth energy as well. So it's kind of, again, a recognition of keeping things the way that they have been in a way. King of Earth is very much an old, for me, it's an old energy. It's an energy of kind of wisdom, and especially when he's upright. If you look at this king, he's very, almost like, how can I put it? Like almost like he's as old as the earth. It's like there's a kind of deep understanding with this king. It is the physical realm. It is the energy of somebody who's very grounded, stable, solid. Knows how to nurture, how to care for somebody when he's upright. It's a good father energy, good father figure. Somebody who's very giving, sharing. Very much of the physical realm, as I was saying. They love their kind of opulence and the environment. They express themselves through their surroundings, the clothes they wear, that kind of thing. That's how they express who they are. They like the finer things of life. It is the energy of Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. And I'm kind of getting with this card, because it's kind of feels like a stagnant energy in itself today somehow. Or like a recognition of this energy, a recognition of something that is supposed to be, dare I say, kind of traditional, something that's supposed to be very because the King of Earth is a very traditional energy. It's a very traditional character. And I'm just kind of getting this same, it's almost like the same energy. It's almost like this stagnating energy somehow. But it feels familiar. It feels homely. It feels like a sense of somebody who very much that is trustworthy as well is what I'm getting here. A very strong, trustworthy energy. Whether this actually is a person or whether it is just an energy here, I don't know. But it has a very strong trustworthiness about it. A very strong, and it kind of just feels right. Even these two cards together somehow just feels right. Like that you are holding on to this energy, literally. Like something that's really familiar to you, Cancer. Something that's really kind of makes you feel at home. Something that makes you feel comfortable. And like an old pair of slippers is what's coming into my head. Like an old pair of slippers, Cancer. That kind of energy. And I do feel that if it is a person, I feel as though they have kind of matured, they've grown, they've kind of found themselves as well, it feels. It feels as though they're comfortable in their own skin as well, whereas before they may not have been, before with all that confusion. But now they're kind of very comfortable with who they are and what they're about and what they do and why they do it. So let's see, why is the Queen of Cups here for Cancer? Nine of Air. Yeah, that's interesting, because I'm kind of getting this feeling, as I was saying, that this person is now much more balanced within themselves. Whereas before this was kind of all up in the air and everything was kind of all over the place. And felt a lot more kind of chaotic and having to kind of keep that focus and that poise and that attention. Here I feel as though it's a sense of this person has done that. They've done it. They've kind of... So all of this, whatever the chaos is that's going on around them here, they are now able to keep that focus. They are now able to kind of find that place within themselves where they just kind of bring themselves into alignment, it feels. So whatever this kind of chaos, possibly chaos represents, or all these different experiences, or all these different situations maybe that go on around the energy of this person, it's like they're not flapping. This feels much more a kind of flapping energy, a much more kind of, yeah, kind of trying. I feel as though this person has found that place now of where they can keep their balance, where they feel a sense of their own. It's kind of, in a way, it's interesting because I feel as though this energy, but it's much more that kind of that they can rise above what before might have brought them down, before what might have made them and when I say bring them down, I mean it might have made them feel as though they had no no space to fly. I feel as though this person now feels as though they're connected. It's like there's a connection, a broader connection, something that kind of has come into their life, maybe through meditation, maybe through different techniques. But it's like their mind is much more controlled now. That they have this kind of sense of alignment and balance within them. And it's come out over the top of your Queen of Cups energy here as well. There may also be a sense of being more open. But it does feel like a shift of energy, a shift of coming out of the chaos into a calmer place, like having gone through a storm somehow. And coming into this much calmer place, this calmer energy. And interestingly enough as well, she's still got the, if you look at her face, she's still got these feathers, these kind of wings at the side of her face here. But she's no longer wearing this mask. She's no longer got this kind of, it looks like a clown's face to me, or even a dog somehow, kind of, I don't know exactly, but it's got this kind of nose. But it's no longer on this, in this energy. It's like she's, in fact her face is no longer masked at all, apart from the wings at the side, and there is this much more calmer and serene look to her face. It's like, I'm not going to be ruffled anymore, I'm not going to be affected anymore, I'm not going to kind of allow all of that stuff to be a part of my life, or to react in the same way I would have done before, is what I'm picking up here for this person. So you may be feeling a lot more emotional than this person as well. You may feel that this person isn't as emotionally attached Cancer anymore, because you may be feeling highly emotionally charged here as well. Whereas this person may just be feeling a lot more calm about things, a lot more kind of able to, and you may feel that they're detached even. And on some level I think this person is detached. I think they have kind of detached themselves from whatever it was that they were going through. So let's see why the balance card is here. Oh, we have one here. The 8 of Air. There's a definite releasing here. There's a definite letting go of something. I know the Eight of Air is often seen as the card of being trapped in something, and in some ways it is, because she's up here on this cloud and she's kind of letting all these feathers go. She's kind of releasing, letting go, shedding the old. It's like the old is going. And so whereas you have this balance, this temperance card, this kind of energy of bringing things together, but I do feel as though also patience is important here, as well as communication, because the nines of course are about the air cards are about communication. They are the swords energy. The birds representing the swords, which for me talks about the pen being mightier than the sword, because the pen was originally made from a feather. The quills, the original way of writing. So this person may still feel that they have some healing to do here, that they need to kind of keep themselves out of being trapped in anything here, Cancer. They may not feel ready at this time to kind of balance anything up here or bring anything together. It feels like it's going to, if this is going to be a reconciliation here, if this person is going to, and I do feel as though they are missing you, or they are going to miss you, they are wanting to or they're going to recognize the fact that they're missing your energy here. This kind of bottom row here for me talks about time needed, patience needed, kind of still letting this person have their own way of doing things or being, or communication is coming over quite strongly. Communicating on a deeper level, maybe. Especially if you've both not communicated for some time, especially if you've both kind of held back on communication. It is upright. If the Eight of Air was up the wrong way or in reverse, I would say that this person was feeling trapped again by all of this energy. But I don't think that that's true anymore, because it's up the right way. I feel that this person needs to have their own space. I think that that's what this is kind of saying, that this person needs their own space to connect with things on a bigger level here as well. They need their own time out. They need, but it's in a different way to the Four of Swords here. It's a different energy. It's like they need to still be, I feel like they still need to be able to grow here. They still need to be able to release and let go of what's no longer working for them. It's a process that they're going through, and they still need that space in order to be able to go through it. And maybe that's what happens with you, Cancer. Maybe that's part of your journey together. Maybe you trigger that in this person. So we have the horse spirit, which is actually come out upside down, and it says, when it's up the right way, it says freedom is yours, which is interesting because it's come out upside down, and I was just kind of talking about this person needing their space in order for them to feel as though they can, let me just grab my book, in order for them to feel as though they feel as though grow. This person needs to grow. I feel as though it's like, you know, when you shed something, you get new growth. And I feel that this is what this person needs to do. And it needs to kind of be done on a regular basis somehow. Like it's part of this person's life to go through this process of kind of growth. From reaching a certain kind of plateau, shall we say, in their life. Which I feel is what this cloud energy is saying here. They reach a certain plateau in their life, and then they have to kind of release that energy in order to find that balance again. And to grow through it. So let's see what the horse spirit says in reverse. Okay, so protection message. Are you feeling stuck? Has your spirit been broken by challenges you have faced? Your current choices may not seem the best, but you are not seeing the clearing ahead, where you can break free and run. Whatever your choice is right now, they can lead you to exhilarating freedom. That could also be this card here as well, this feeling of being stuck, that you can't see the freedom by letting something go. And I feel as though it's energy. It's like an old energy that you're holding on to here, Cancer. Whatever your choice is right now, they can lead you to exhilarating freedom. So trust the guidance of spirit. Horse spirit is here to tell you that adventure calls, and you will soon realize your power is greater than you think. Also with this reversed strength card here as well, you do feel as though you don't have that strength or control or power at this time. Perhaps your frustration and feelings of being fenced in are the result of being too much on your high horse, it says. Unwilling to come down to earth and join the herd that wants to support you. Being in control and in charge can be overrated. So this could also be talking to the cross watcher here, or the person you have an energetic connection to, being kind of up in the head maybe a lot of the time. It's time to loosen up. Drop the reins, let go, and prance with others just for the fun of it. So maybe that's also what this card is saying here, is that this person is kind of trying to control things too much, and that they do need to kind of loosen up their control over something, because they're kind of heading in the wrong direction maybe here, which is taking them further away rather than towards you. So, loosen up. And that could be for both of you as well. That could be that both of you are needing that freedom at this time. So, let's see if there's any more messages here for Cancer and the person they have an energetic connection with. Any more messages from the Animal Spirit Oracle cards? Anything else they would like Cancer to know? And just say Cancer before I forget that if you are a cusp Cancer, you're going to be at the beginning of Cancer, the 0 point energy of Cancer, moving away from Gemini. So you may want to check out the Gemini reads that I've done as well. And if you are the other end at the 29-degree point, then you may want to check out the Leo readings that I will be putting out next as well, Cancer. Again, as I was saying, check out your Venus sign, because that may also have another message there for you, or it may resonate with you more than this one does. Okay, so Panther Spirit is saying reclaim your power, which is interesting because your Strength card is in reverse. So you are needing to reclaim your power here, Cancer, or person that you have an energetic connection with. So it takes courage to face challenges, and right now Panther Spirit is here to say that you are braver than you think. Now is the time to take a risk and step into a different aspect of your being. Speak as you have never spoken before. Interesting. I was talking about communication, speaking from the heart, listening, speaking. Act as you have always dreamed you might have the courage to act. It's having the courage when it's upright. You have the courage. In this particular card, you're not feeling like you do have the courage. Love fearlessly and fully, and expect to feel the adrenaline rush as you are initiated into a new, braver, bolder self. Panther Spirit says the time for dreaming about what you want to do is giving way to that first courageous act toward reclaiming your Panther Spirit. Also going back to this Page of Cups card here, which of course is in reverse, but it's saying to me that you do want to step outside of that kind of bubble that you've been in for a while now, that kind of healing yourself energy. So reclaiming your Panther Spirit and power. Your new identity may feel strange at first, but you have what it takes and your soul wants this. Be bold. So that's the Animal Oracle Spirit, and I will just very quickly pull you a crystal card, Cancer, which may help to give you a bit more insight. Maybe tell you which crystal would be good for you to work with at this time. Maybe to get yourself a piece of the crystal, depending on what it is, of course. Some are a lot rarer than others. So a Cancer crystal card, please. A crystal card for Cancer. Which card is best for Cancer at this time? Which crystal resonates best with Cancer energy at this time? We have one, and we have Zircon, which says love yourself and those around you. Zircon. Can't say I've heard of Zircon before. It looks very metallic. I don't know whether it is. Zircon. Love yourself and those around you, Cancer, is what it's saying. Specifically love yourself, because from that everything else can flow. So that's where I'm going to leave your reading today, Cancer, and say I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope it has been of some help to you. If it has, please could you thumbs it up for me. The more thumbs it gets, the more likes, the more it gets out into the broader YouTube channel, the more people get to see it. The algorithms pick it up, and then it kind of gets put out there into more, like other people can pick it up, other channels can see it as well. It gets put into the recommended kind of sections as well, and then hopefully more people can come back and see my channel and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much to those of you who have recently subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate it. I'm slowly getting past that 100 like mark now and heading forward into the kind of, I want to get to 150 if I can by the end of the year. That would be really good, maybe even more. The more people share my videos, the more that will help as well. So if you want to share my video with anybody, that's absolutely fine, welcome, encouraged even. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed, because that does help me to build my channel. There is a subscription button now as well, a subscribe button on my videos as well as actually on the channel. So I think it opens up a little bell type thing which you can also tap if you're wanting to get the videos as and when I put them out there. I do all the full moon videos, new moon videos, all the zodiac signs and any of the shifts of major planetary energies as well. And also I have a playlist for anybody who's interested. There is a playlist which covers all of the videos that I have done. So if you're looking for something else to watch, you could go and have a look on one of those. Just read the titles, see if anything kind of jumps out at you. If it does, then that could be a message for you. So with all of that being said, Cancer, I'm going to say thank you very much for being here and for watching my videos. Please comment as well if you feel like you would like to say something about my videos, because it is nice to get feedback, because then I can kind of connect with people rather than just kind of sitting here and talking to my camera, which is basically what I do. So it's nice to just know that my videos are also kind of helping somehow. And everything else, Cancer, please take good care of yourselves and anybody else at this time who you can take good care of, and hopefully I will see you again soon.